Three, two, one. Breaking news. Legendary Robbie Robertson, dead at the age of 80 years old. Don't touch that dial. It's all coming up now. Breaking news, everybody. Robbie Robinson, leader of the band, uh, age, passed away at the age of 80 years old. Um, Sad breaking news right now, just coming in. And I was just doing some editing, and this just hit my desk. The band, one of my favorite bands, The Last Waltz. How could you not even think about the Martin Scorsese movie? One of my favorite soundtracks, one of my favorite movies. Originally, they were backing up Bob Dylan, and that's how I finally heard of the band itself. I remember watching The Last Waltz and how cool Robbie Robertson was with his scarf on his neck and playing the guitar. I have some pictures here uploaded really quick just to share with you guys out here. Um, to me, the band, it reminds me of my stepfather. My stepfather would actually turn me on to them. It was one of those uh, just things we'd listen in his car. I remember the soundtrack. I remember them even introducing Van Morrison doing the Caravan. Van the Man. And you see Van Morrison in his brown leather suit. And my stepdad turned me on to this era of music. I was like, oh, look at all these guys. And then you had Ronnie Hawkins, the Hawk. Who Do You Love? Great soundtrack. If you guys haven't heard it, check it out. Because if you haven't heard it, you're out of your mind. It's one of the best. Then the band, great. But this just hit my desk, and I'm just talking on the top of my head about this because it's just cool. He was cool. Robbie Robinson was cool. I remember watching the Saturday Night Lives as well, and I'll look at the chat, see who's here chatting with me. But Oakleaf, good to see you here. Rest in peace. Good to see you here, Oakleaf. And yeah, it's just yeah, this is sad breaking news. So if you're just tuning in, Robbie Robinson passed away at the age of 80 years old. 80 years old. Wow. Songwriter, lead guitarist for the legendary rock group The Band, has passed away, and this was confirmed, obviously from TMZ at first, but really sad. Sources close to Robbie had told TMZ that Robbie passed away Wednesday in Los Angeles after battling prostate cancer for about a year. They were told that he's been doing okay, but recently on Tuesday, he told his wife he wasn't feeling well, and she took him to the hospital. And that's when they were told his wife got a call from the hospital in the early hours of Wednesday, informing her that Robbie had passed away. Yeah, very sad. Talking about Robbie Robinson and earlier, his first group, it was formed in Canada in the late 50s as the Hawks, including the late Levine Helm and Rick Danko, great bass player. I was just talking, had the gentleman from Firefly, the band, on the show here, and we were just talking about how great the band was in our interview. And then, yeah, the band. Then they backed up Bob Dylan on his 1966 tour, and after that, it launched their own career with hits like Up on Cripple Creek, The Weight. Great songs. Robbie did write some great songs with that band. Really did. And there's a clip from The Last Waltz, which was great. He also had a solo career, included 1987 hit song Somewhere Down the Crazy River. But 1978, that was the subject of Martin Scorsese's classic film The Last Waltz. It was documenting their final show, and they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1994. Cool, man. Really cool. Let me see some of the comments here while you guys are in here with me. And good to see you guys here, Laurel. Always good to see you here. Thanks for being here. And really cool to see. And yeah, this is a couple of songs right here on top of my head. The night they drove old Dixie down, and I mentioned Up on Cripple Creek. Just great songs. The Big Pink. In the late summer of 65, Bob Dylan was looking for a backup band for his first U.S. electric tour, which was a big stretch for Dylan, just to step out of being Mr. Acoustic over there. And that's when Levine and the Hawks were recommended by a blues singer, John Hammond Jr., who earlier that year had recorded with Levine and Garth Hudson and Robbie Robertson on his Vanguard album called So Many Roads. Around the same time, one of their friends from Toronto, Mary Martin, was working as a secretary to Bob Dylan's manager, Albert Grossman. And she told Dylan to visit the group at a tavern in Toronto. And even though Robbie Robertson recollects it was the Friars Tavern just down the street, her advice to Dylan, you got to see these guys. After hearing the band play and meeting Robbie Robertson, Dylan invited the rest of the guys to join his backing band. After 2 concerts backing Dylan, Levon Helm and Robbie Robertson told Dylan of their loyalty to their bandmates and told them that they would continue with him only if they hired all of the Hawks. Dylan accepted and invited Levon and the Hawks to tour with him. The rest is history. The rest is history with these guys. They were billed as Bob Dylan and the band in 1966. Pretty wild. Here's some cool pictures. If I could put anything up here, what I have up here at the last second, I believe that might be from The Last Waltz. I actually got to see Rick Danko, the bass player. You could see him in the background, jam with Joe Walsh of the Eagles. They played in the late 80s at a Hard Rock Cafe party. God, what a voice even Rick Danko had. Well, you know what? Great band. Big loss in rock and roll. Robbie Robertson passed away at the age of 80 years old. It actually bums me out. Childhood memory. You know, in our minds, we always think of these people. They're ageless. They never grow old. They're not supposed to. But you know what? That's why we have this channel. We talk to who we can talk to, or who's willing to talk to us. Document these stories and be grateful they're still around to talk with us. Robbie Robinson, a condolence to your family, your friends, and of course your fans. You've given us great music. Thank you very much for the rock and roll that you did give us. Appreciate that. This is definitely one of those, my top 5 desert albums that I would bring out there. When I do a top 5, this one would be on that list for sure. Great album. Everybody check it out. It really is a great one. All right, here, 77 Danny. Thank you over there. Sad news over here. Always good to see you guys all here. Cindy, great to see. Right here, we have somebody new. Thank you for being here. Natalie, I hope I said it wrong. Nathan, I'm sorry. Met him in 62, 67, 73, 74, 79, 86. Wow. Very cool. Thank you for being here. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be reminded. Right now, I'm editing my conversation with Steve Binder, the man who brought Elvis, did the Elvis 68 comeback special. I will be releasing clips of that. Please check that out. We have all full access right here on Artist on Record. The interviews are unedited. But if you don't want to join the members only, I will be uploading clips from these interviews. Please hit the bell to be notified. And I appreciate your support and love. Laura says, Robbie and the band, they were legends. Absolutely. Absolutely. And what can I say? Up on Cripple Creek and all these great songs. Man, Stage Fright. Amazing. Well, I am Stefan. I hate to give you this sad breaking news, but this is a legend. Sad day in rock and roll. Mr. Robbie Robertson, rest in peace. Thank you for the great music you have given us. Until then, everybody, I'll catch you all later. Remember, who loves you? We do. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss anything else from this channel. Appreciate you all being here. Put your comments down below and let me know what your favorite album from the band was in the comments, or your favorite moment from the movie The Last Waltz. Great film. I'll catch you all later. Remember, who loves you, baby? We do. And be good to each other. All righty. Bye-bye.